The camp of Christine Dacera remains convinced that there was foul play in the death of 23-year-old flight attendant. For them, Christine's friends, whom she spent her last hours with on New Year's Eve, must be held responsible. Attorney Reyes insists that aside from being intoxicated from hard liquor, Christine had been drugged, possibly with ecstasy.
Plus the injuries on the knees, injuries on the hands. You cannot have all of these injuries by dapa-dapa. This, we believe, is consistent with resisting what was happening. 16 men, 1 woman. That kind of a ratio is disproportionate, and we believe that there was some kind of a plan that they would entertain themselves with Christine. With the drugs, especially if they had used ecstasy, then you can understand the incoherence and the behavior of a person who uses ecstasy.
The Dacera family believes the respondent should refrain from using the LGBT card, saying it is not a valid defense.
But if they will keep on saying that we are LGBT and therefore we are not liable, which is a lot of BS, then we will proceed and we will really proceed with the prosecution of this case against them. This is unbailable.
They are now urging Christine's friends to cooperate and give more information on what transpired that night.
Tell us the truth and be honest about what happened. Point to the persons who supplied the drugs and maybe those whom they saw perform the sexual acts on Christine. Then we will consider they're being made as state witnesses, so we will drop them from the case.
Eyes are also on Police Major Michael Sarmiento, who could face charges for alleged mishandling of medical legal procedures. Reyes says Sarmiento must be held liable for gross negligence and gross incompetence after reports that Dacera's body had already been embalmed before being examined. Reyes says the Dacera family has filed an administrative complaint against Sarmiento before the Philippine National Police.
Sabi nga ni PNP Chief Sinas, may lapses tayo dito. Because the general procedure is you do the examination first before you do the embalmment, because otherwise apektado yung examination mo, di ba? I think it's common sense.
Even NCRPO Chief Brigadier General Vicente Dano Jr. admits lapses on the part of Sarmiento, but at the same time, he said embalming protocols are the new norm this pandemic. However, he says it should have been applied only to COVID-19 related deaths.
Ang take ko kasi dyan, siguro because of the new COVID protocol, especially in times of pandemic, meron po kasing bagong guidelines ngayon na pag yung cause of death, okay, lalo na sa panahon ng pandemic, dapat imbalsamuhin muna.
Dano says they will look into Sarmiento's possible culpability. If mishandling is proven, an administrative case will be filed against the medical legal officer. Meanwhile, authorities are calling on other persons of interest who stayed at the room 2207 to give their sworn statements. The CIDG will be tasked to issue subpoenas against them. Dano knows that Christine stayed in this room longer than in room 2209, where she was checked in together with her friends. For News 5, Jenny Dongon, We Are One News.